Hey, today we're talking about legato. These are smoothly connected notes to create this nice, beautiful phrase with a flurry of notes, series of hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides and all kind of things. Lots of stuff going on with this hand, not so much here. So we're going to be talking a lot about this and how to exercise it and get it strong. So we're going to start with a lot of strength building stuff because you want to get strong so you're not just fast but you're accurate. And that's the key. So let's get started with some of this. Start with some warm-ups. How about that? All right, first things first, we got to get warmed up for this thing. You can't just jump in to playing really fast legato lines without the proper strength building. Because, you've got to get, of course, you got to get fast, but you got to be accurate. You got to work on these little muscles that you never knew you had. The first little exercise, very simple. It's a great little exercise. Just a series of trills or flutters or whatever you want to call them, just really fast hammer-ons and pull-offs, and just start on the first string and do like this. Gradually getting faster. Version of that, a different version of that, you can stretch. I definitely don't recommend that lat stretch if to the very beginner. Another great exercise to work on is something like this. It's just like the first exercise we looked at. It's non-scalar. You don't have to worry about a key. This one's working on hammer-ons, and what you're going to do: start on the first fret, go to the third, and then go to the fifth. Making sure to leave the fingers in place, keeping the thumb, middle of the neck. And every time you lay a finger down, keep the fingers down, and this is going to stretch your fingers out. And you might not, if you're not comfortable starting this far down, start a little bit higher up where the frets are a little closer together, and that might help. Gradually getting that faster and moving it all the way up until you get to the 12th fret. And so on. Later on, you can apply that to scales. Okay, here's a great little exercise you can work on. This one's going to work with the first finger, the second finger, and the fourth. Like that. And you're going to start 10th fret with your pinky on the E string, pull off to 7, hammer on to 8, hammer on to 10, pull off to 8, pull off to 7, hammer on to 8, pull off to 7. A little eight-note phrase. After you've worked on a lot of these warm-ups and exercises to get your strength built up, which you need to be doing for several weeks, several months of really working on that. I still work on it all the time. That's a warm-up I do a lot. But you want to add some musical quality to your exercises so that you can incorporate that later into your playing. So here's an example we're going to look at in G. It's a very simple little riff. This one's going to incorporate a slide, so you've got hammers, pull-offs, and slides. Starting here on the 10th fret of the E string, which is D, we're going to pull off to a B, and then hammer on to C, and then hammer on to D, pull off back to C, and pull off back to D, back to B, slide up to C, hammer on to D, and then hammer on to E. So that's 10, 7, 8, 10, 8, 7, slide to 8, hammer 10, and then 12. Pull back off 10, 7, 10, 8, sorry, and then 12 on the B string to 10, to 8, slide to 7, hammer on to 8, hammer on to 10. I picked only one time on that entire riff. And you don't even really need to pick it all. You can just do a hammer on out of nowhere. I usually like to pick that very first note, just to, give it a little push. Here's another example. This is going to be an F sharp minor, so we're going to use the third finger on this one, which we haven't done yet. So we're going to alternate finger usage. Finger usage is very important when it comes to this because you want to use whatever finger is going to get you to where you want to go most efficiently. But you also want to do it comfortably. So I understand for others, you know, they may want to use different fingers than me. So I'm just going to suggest what I like to do. This is going to be a little 6-note phrase, and you're going to repeat this all over the neck up to, you know, down to the F sharp. And the scale path that we're going to use is and how we're going to do this, we're going to start up here on the E string, and the 6-note phrase goes like this. You can think of this in terms of sextuplets or 2 triplets side by side, where you're going to start on the 10th, pull off to the 7th, hammer on to 9, hammer on to 10, pull off to 9, pull off to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do the same thing on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to shift and we're going to start on the 9th fret on the G string and we're going to pull off to 6. 9, 6, 7, 9. Same thing on the D string. Now we get to the A string, we're going to get a little stretchy starting on the 9th, going to the 5th. And then shift down, still on the A string, shift positions, starting on the 7th, pulling off to 4. Do the same thing on the E string, and then slide down to the F sharp. And just try to get that faster and faster each time. Alright, so here's the small amount of theory that you need to have down to work on legato stuff, and that is knowing your scales 3 notes per string. That's it. And so major and minor, it's pretty easy to do because you typically learn 3 notes per string on that anyway. But what about minor pentatonic? This one, it's a 2-note per string scale, and if you've been playing guitar for any amount of time, you probably know this scale. And if you've been working on this for a long time and you're kind of stuck on it, 3 notes per string is really going to open it up, even though it's not really adding any notes. But this is where you can really work on some cool legato stuff in minor pentatonic. So let's take a look at G minor pentatonic and what this looks like, 3 notes per string. We're going to start on the D on the 6th string, go D, F, G, using the fingers 1, 3, and 4 to get that stretch. By the way, this right here, it's almost impossible to do standing up. Same fingering on the A string, same frets. You're going to have a duplicate G. G, B flat, C, another C, D. This time we're going to use the 2nd finger, and an F. Same fingering, same frets on the G string. Another F, and a G, and a B flat. So you can think of it this way: 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. And then this one is going to be just a standard, you know, every other fret thing with 11, 13, and 15, or B flat, C, D, and then we're back to D, F, and G. And if you work on that, you can really come up with some cool legato stuff. Kind of a tough little bend there. Oh well, work on that. I'll have the tabs up for all that, and I'll see you next week.